Mula, I'm DJ Toro. Join me every Monday to Thursday, 7 until midnight. The premium classics on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Tonight, all is revealed. Government releases financial records of political parties and politicians. Expect major changes in crushing this year. A new committee to oversee government grants for universities. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and you're watching FBC News. Staff from the Elections Office were dismissed from their posts recently. Minister for Elections Aysaid Qayyum confirms they have been terminated after discrepancies were discovered at the Elections Office.
No, there have been a couple of people who did not follow certain processes and procedures that have been clearly set out, and obviously the Elections Office needs to ensure that proper processes are adhered to in that office. There's some discrepancies that were discovered and the appropriate actions were taken.
Has the matter been, they have been sacked, or has the matter been referred to?
Certain contracts have been terminated.
Records of political parties and their senior members have been published by the Registrar of Political Parties. The declarations submitted to the government under the Political Parties Decree 2013 require that all parties, senior members and their immediate family release information on their assets and liabilities. Akosita Tale has more.
The declaration includes personal incomes, assets, business connections, directorship, gifts and expenditure. Fiji Labour Party leader Mahendra Chaudhry tops the list with a total asset base of about $3.8 million in cash and property, but receives no income as the General Secretary of the FLP and the National Farmers Union. The party itself has total assets of about $31,000. Of this, $29,700 is held as cash at Bank of Baroda. Chaudhry was unavailable for comments today. The National Federation Party has $964 in its bank account with property worth $130,000. Party President Raman Pratap Singh has about $20,000 in his bank account and owns 26 properties in Bua, Sianganga, Dreketi, Naitasiri, Savu-Savu, Nasinu and Suva. He also has 2 vehicles with 2 life insurance policies and earns $39,873 in income. The Social Democratic Liberal Party has declared $3,500 as total and net current assets. Party President Andite Mumukepa declares $1,000 total current assets with $250,000 of land and building and a $40,000 car. The Registrar of Political Parties Mohammed Sanim says this is just the first step, and when the time is right, they will verify these declarations for compliance with the decree. Sanim adds any member of the public who believes the declarations are incorrect can contact the Registrar's Office. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
The Health Ministry has issued a directive to all companies selling quantum products to provide scientific and medical evidence about their products. This was after the Fiji College of General Practitioners raised concern that there's no evidence to back claims that such products can cure illnesses. Shireen Lata reports.
Health Minister Dr. Neil Sharma says there's no scientific evidence that quantum products have the power to fully ease ailments such as diabetes, asthma, high cholesterol, high blood pressure and many other diseases. In a statement this afternoon, the minister directed all the companies selling quantum products to provide evidence to the ministry. The minister goes on to say that they would like to see that the quantum products have some value. He says it seems that these products are bogus. The health ministry says it promotes best practices and it urges people not to spend large amount of money on such products. ICC Quantum Energy, one of the suppliers of quantum products, is confident that its products are genuine. However, they are yet to provide evidence.
Even if I give a doctor, any doctor a challenge, they might find it difficulty to sell a $100 pendant than convincing a patient just to get a $10 injection. Normally the patient may just say, okay doc, I'll just get an injection for now, right? But if people can spend $100 or $200 on our products, that means they are convinced quite.
All is not well amongst companies selling quantum products. Fusion Excel, which is also selling the same products as ICC Quantum Energy, released a statement cautioning consumers to be aware of fake products. They have also provided a disclaimer that their products are not a medical device and not intended for use in the diagnosis of disease or other conditions. The Health Ministry says it will seriously look into this issue. Shahin Lata, FBC News.
Our troops will be leaving for the Golan Heights next week. It's understood the 162 military officers and 11 health officials will march through the capital as part of a farewell parade for the troops. The United Nations says having Fiji carry out peacekeeping duties in Syria is vital in facilitating UN efforts to maintain stability at the Golan Heights. UN military advisor Lieutenant General Babakar Gaye says the UN is grateful that Fiji agreed to assisting the UN Disengagement Observer Force as they try to maintain the ceasefire between Israel and Syria. The deployment comes at a time of heightened importance for the UN mandate to bring stability to the Middle East region. Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama thanked MSG leaders for their solidarity and support during his tenure as chair of the group as he handed over the chairmanship in Noumea, New Caledonia. Our reporter, Roland Koroy, is in New Caledonia and files this report.
The Chibok Cultural Center in New Caledonia played host to leaders and delegates of MSG countries and the handover ceremony of the chairmanship of the MSG. Outgoing chair Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama told the many present he was turning over the chairmanship of an organization that has grown stronger and carved out a firmer regional and international presence that has a clear vision for the future.
When Fiji assumed the MSG chairmanship just over 2 years ago, our focus was on channeling the bonds of Melanesian solidarity into concrete policy developments. Thanks to the strong support of all member nations, we were able to accomplish a number of significant achievements.
Bainimarama said meaningful steps had already been taken towards the full implementation of the MSG trade agreement with the ongoing removal of tariff for trade between MSG countries as well as the skills movement.
Inter-MSG trade is on the rise. As a group, we have reaffirmed our commitment to a bold vision, a single market and economic union to allow for the free movement of goods, of services, of labor and capital.
Incoming chair FLNKES spokesperson Victor Tutugoro acknowledged the work done by Fiji, something that other leaders thought very highly of.
I'm very happy with the outcome and the chairmanship of Fiji over the last 2 years. They have achieved a lot.
Over the past 2 years, he has actually lifted the level and the engagement of MSG to a new height. And I don't say that, as a way of, flattering. No. It's a real outcome.
As a sign of appreciation and encouragement, the Fijian Prime Minister handed Tutugoro a lali, which from now on will be beaten at every handover, signifying the change of leadership in the MSG. The Prime Minister went on to say that he is confident that the MSG is in good hands as this chairmanship is handed over to the FLNKS. He has called on all leaders and people of the Pacific to throw their full support towards Victor Tutugoro as he takes up the chairmanship for the next 2 years. Bainimarama wished the FLNKS spokesperson all the best and assured him of Fiji's ongoing support. Reporting for FBC News in Noumea, New Caledonia, Roland Koroy.
Coming up, Provincial Council to serve all Fijians.
I wake up in the morning, I prefer to go down to the gym, get a bit of physical work done. Also, later on in the day, I decide to go through for meditation. I do a bit of reading to find out what the latest songs are. A bit of research. And for me, it's all about the listeners.
Hey, what's up? I'm Rio, and this is the Traffic Jam every weekday from 3 o'clock to 7, only on Today FM. Today is hit music. What's up?
Nisambulo binaka oya wone kamanalangi oni nandorungo diao mena diwa kina rua na bisinga mena moniti kina bagarumbuka na Radio Fiji wana ndoma ibiti bongani bianyano nama katalengana bengona sasibiani na tinna kaloko na bembongi ni bukilulu kena bima mani walu na bembongi ni bakarowai mena mbuza ni balu ninge namaka.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. The Fiji Higher Education Commission will now be responsible for government grants issued to universities. In order to create a level playing field, the Vice-Chancellors of Fiji's 3 major universities have established a committee to decide how funds should be shared. Ritika Pratap reports.
The Vice-Chancellors for USP, Fiji National University and the University of Fiji make up the committee for the accreditation of university qualification. They are now working on a formula to allocate funds to the 3 major universities.
For the universities to be eligible to government funds, they need to work in collaboration with the industries and the Higher Education Commission so as qualifications offered and rolled out are relevant.
The committee will sign off on programs offered at each university before they are eligible to receive grants from the Higher Education Commission. Dr. John Harry has been appointed as an independent chair in cases where the committee can't agree on who gets what.
They will be diverse, they will offer different programs, they hopefully will not duplicate programs and provide unnecessary graduates where no opportunities exist.
That is not to say that the universities will not compete amongst each other. They will and they ought to, because it is with that competition that we can expect the platforms to continue to rise.
In launching the committee, Education Minister Philip Mbole challenged the 3 vice-chancellors to lift academic standards.
The committee will be responsible for assuring the quality of academic programs offered in the university sector. In doing so, it will assure the quality of every university qualification.
The formula being written up will be scrutinized by the Finance Ministry, PSC and the Education Ministry. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
The government has handed over a cheque of close to $90,000 to the Australian government. Minister for Justice Aisaid Qayyum handed the cheque to the Australian High Commissioner Glenn Miles. This money was restrained and forfeited in Fiji by Australian national Ross William MacArthur, who frauded the Australian government.
And this follows the issue of a pecuniary penalty order from the New South Wales Supreme Court in October 2000. And following this, we forwarded a mutual assistance request seeking the assistance of Fijian authorities to take whatever action they could under Fijian law to enforce those orders in respect of monies being held by Mr MacArthur in bank accounts in Fiji.
Provincial council officers around the country will soon serve the needs of all Fijians and not just the Itauke. The Ministry of Itauke Affairs says this change will be effective in the next few months. Wasita Kotoy Wasawasa reports.
Provincial councils were first set up to look after the development needs of the Itauke in rural areas. These include access to infrastructure, services and even government scholarships. The ministry responsible has now mandated the council to serve all ethnic groups.
One of the new creations or initiative that we are going to undertake in the next few months is to deal with all ethnic groups from one office within the provincial council. Before, it predominantly used to be for the Itauke. This is a provincial office. Now we have been looking at how we are grouped in the province, and we thought of servicing all the people within the provinces by the Rokutui.
Kaunisela adds they need to pass down this information to all staff at provincial council offices around the country.
They should be serviced from one provincial office, from where we then will redirect whatever the needs from different ethnic groups to the proper ministry, to the proper authority to deal with the issues that they bring up to us.
There are some realignments likely at government level to put this decision into practice. After all, provincial councils are perfectly placed to serve people at the grassroots and address issues that may otherwise go unnoticed. Vosita Kote Wasawasa, FBC News.
My Life magazine, a prominent lifestyle publication of today, marks 6 years of business. A small celebration was held at the magazine office in Suva this morning with close friends and business associates. My Life first came off the presses in 2007, and owners are now looking at the international market by introducing an online version. 5,000 copies are distributed each year. Publisher Nazia Ali estimates that they have a reach of about 40,000 people.
We wanted to mark 6 years in existence because it's a milestone, because most magazines in Fiji, looking at the history, have always, have survived a few years and closed down because of the market that we operate in.
The magazine is issued on a monthly basis. Sports time now. Nandi Town is ready to go soccer crazy tomorrow with the Vodafone Fiji Fact, and Jamie joins us now with the latest.
Yep, the Fact returns to Nandi after 4 years with the top 8 raring to go and Group B still wide open. After the break, Raymond Stoddart gives us a rundown of what to expect. Also coming up, the Pacific Nations Cup, only a win away.
Bola. Oya wasala bilawa. Do pata ki au mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single boni moniti kina vagaromboka. Kako ni valatana no musini sari na kai samarian dolo loma leone vani ni nau omgori ke de mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single boni moniti kina vagaromboka en Bula FM number 2 en sere.
जहाँ हो प्यार का बसेरा और रिश्तों की खुशबू, वो है आपका अपना घर संसार. Join me on Ghar Sansar, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. only on Radio Fiji 2.
Welcome back. First up in sports tonight, football fever will hit the West tomorrow when the Vodafone Fiji Fact resumes at Prince Charles Park in Nandi. FBC soccer commentator Raymond Stoddart believes fans are in for a treat with Group B still wide open. Shelvin Chan reports.
Fiji Fact returns to Nandi after 4 years, and what makes the tournament more interesting is that there is no clear winner in Group B. Navua, Nandi, Rewa or Latoka can still make the semis, despite talks that could ruin a good tournament.
Navua are game enough. I think they should play to keep sportsmanship alive and the fair play, and to go to the full, because Navua are in also with a chance.
Stoddart highlights the discipline will be a key factor this weekend. Unruly players are missing key games tomorrow.
A lot of districts are not using the referees in the referees that do their local league to come and have a session with the teams, the district teams, and give them the rules. You know, the rules of the game. It changes every year. There's quite a few new rules coming in FIFA.
The soccer pundit believes the team with the best strategy will lift the Fiji Fact trophy.
Fans want goals. Fans want passion in the game and fair play also to go with it. I think teams need to work out strategic plans whereby they score some classic goals for the enjoyment of the public. I think the public make the team stick.
Fans have been promised good football. Whether it's a repeat of last week, only time will tell. Shalvin Chan, FBC Sports.
Despite making it to the playoffs, Suba says it's still going to take Mbatu Town in their last pool play at the Vodafone Fiji Fact. The two favourites meet at 5:30 tomorrow afternoon in Nandi. Shelvin Chand again.
Suva travels to the jet-set town comfortable in the knowledge that it's already made the semi-finals. However, coach Gurjit Singh has a point to prove.
Yeah, definitely we won't give away the game. We have to play, but at the same time I don't want to take any risk because we're playing semis. And as you know the new rule, if a player gets 2 yellow cards before the semis, he has to miss the semi-final.
The master coach is already thinking of changing his team to ensure maximum points.
I might change the formation of the team, and there will be few changes within the team for these changes. And I think some of the young players also will be coming in, and those on the bench who haven't played, they will be given chance so that I can see them also playing, especially playing against Bar. If they can perform well against Bar, then definitely they'll be able to perform better against other teams too.
The capital side is geared up for the weekend, knowing that their journey doesn't end with the pool games.
Are qualified for 2 games, and definitely whatever the result is, the same is, then you have to play 3 games. So 3 games, 90 minutes game, it will be tough. So that's why we could not force much for fitness this week, because fatigue will be the major problem.
The Suva Bar clash is building up to be a cracker, as the men in black have also said they're not coming to Prince Charles Park tomorrow just for formalities. Shalvin Chand, FBC Sports.
The Flying Fijians need only a win against Tonga to take home their first Pacific Nations Cup title since its inception in 2005. Last night, Fiji overcame USA 35-10 with a powerful second-half display. Our boys led 17-10 at halftime and went on to outscore USA 5-1. Fiji's chances of a first Pacific Nations Cup became more possible after Canada went down 16-13 to Japan. Canada still leads the PNC with 13 points, with Fiji close behind at 11 points, but with a game in hand. Fiji takes on Tonga this Sunday. The Fiji Sevens are working on final touches as the team prepares to fly to Russia next week for the Rugby Sevens World Cup. The 12-member team announced this week is getting its set pieces together, while coach Ndere works on jotting down names of the 7 that will start their first pool game against Tonga next Friday. Currently, it's anybody's guess who will start. France-based utility back Metuisela Talembula says, despite the experience in the side, Moscow will be tough.
This team is a big, strong team, an unknown team. Like we have all overseas bases, some local. That's want to. It's like we work together. It's going to be hard job for us in Moscow.
With many focused on the Sevens World Cup in Russia next week, the Fiji Mbati continue their own preparations for the October Rugby League World Cup in England. Head coach Rick Stone is currently here to oversee preparations for the Fiji residents. Players are gearing up for the crucial battle of the Fiji Mbati, where the Fiji residents will take on the Australian Fijians in September. This game will serve as the final trial to select the team to the World Cup in England. The current 34-member squad is expected to be trimmed to 20 to prepare for the trials. That's it from Sports Tonight. It's back to Jackie now for business.
The government today handed over a $100,000 check to help the Textile Clothing and Footwear Council. This is to market their products in Australia and New Zealand, as well as exploring new markets in Melanesia, the US and the European Union. The funds will be spent on advertising in industry magazines, trade shows and to conduct market research. TCF Council President Kalpesh Solanki says this is a continuation of government's marketing grant of $300,000 for the last 3 years.
As a result of the first 3 years, we've managed to increase new sales or exports of approximately 12 million annually, of investment in the 3 years of about 10 million.
Permanent Secretary for Trade Shaheen Ali, who handed over the check, says the government monitors spending of the TCF grant.
The expenditure side, the government is also involved. We don't just hand over the check, but we are involved in the process of how it is spent. So there has been a lot of, there is lots of checks and balances.
Shaheen says the grant to the textile clothing and footwear industries have seen good results. Weather time now, and Jen, our hopes for the weekend depend on you.
I hate to squash those hopes, Jackie, but things don't look too promising this weekend. If today's weather is anything to go by. Basically, it rained the whole day in the capital and the Western Division. Mombasa and our very own yachting town, Savu Savu, also had showers in the afternoon. Let's take a look at today's temperatures. Suva, Nandi and Lautoka were all on 28 degrees, while Ba and Savu Savu were on 30. Lone Ranger Mombasa had the highest on 32. Tomorrow is a case of what we call a mixed bag. There'll be clouds and showers in Suva and Savusavu, while the other major centers will have fine sunny conditions. Now, when I saw this shot of a sunset at Navakai in Nandi, my first thought was Photoshop. But apparently, this is the real deal. So, thanks heaps Nawal Kumar for sending it in, truly mind-blowing. Moving on, thanks for the company, and until the next photo, stay safe and stay smiling.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. Our top stories again. A handful of staff from the elections office have been terminated after discrepancies were discovered. Financial records of politicians made public by the Register of Political Parties. A new committee to oversee government grants for universities. Don't forget to take part in the FBC opinion poll. This week's question: does Fiji football need new and young leadership? Visit our FBC website www.fbc.com.fj to take part. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That's all from FBC News tonight. Join us again tomorrow. Modemanda.
आपकी शादी होने वाली है, 5 बच्चे होंगे। 5? 5। हाय, मैं हूँ आपकी सहेली वेणु। सुनते रहिए मिर्ची FM। मैं हूँ ना 9 से 12 बजे तक।